Welcome to day 16 of being a non-smoker. I just want to personally congratulate you on making it this far of being a non-smoker. How does it feel? Do you feel amazing? Do you feel energetic and alive? Or are you having some difficult times? And that's okay if you are. Everybody's going to face those difficult times. No two people are ever the same. No two situations are ever the same. So don't stress if you're having a hard time. Just remember what your goals are, what your motivation is. Make sure you've got them written down. Make sure you've talked to people about them so that they're aware of what's going on, and maybe checking in on you every now and then and say, hey, how are things going? Are you doing all right? How's the internal thoughts? Are you feeling stressed? Or are you feeling more energetic and feel like you got a new lease on life? Well, some tips that I wanted to share with you today. These are actually some fun tips that I actually have used at one point or another. One that I found very interesting when I first learned about it was the idea of chocolate meditation. Now, both of these tips that I'm talking about tonight have to do with meditation. And the thing with chocolate meditation is it's not only good for your mind, but there are some positive aspects for your body as well. For instance, did you know that chocolate is loaded with antioxidants? It actually has more antioxidants in it than berries like blackberries, blueberries, strawberries. It actually helps to lower bad cholesterol. Sometimes the bad cholesterol, or what we will call the LDL cholesterol, it will oxidize, which means what has happened is the LDL cholesterol has linked up with free radicals in the body. Chocolate, on a very small, controlled level, and it's dark chocolate, can help release and get rid of those free radicals, that process of oxidation, which we don't want. And like I said, make sure it is dark chocolate. You want something that's at least 75% cacao. I actually like really dark chocolate. I find it's really good. I'm not a big fan of milk chocolate because it's too sweet. And on that note, please make sure that you're not consuming a ton of chocolate. I mean, all things in moderation, please. But what you want to do with the chocolate meditation is take out just a small piece of chocolate. It doesn't have to be a big piece. And just notice how it feels on your hand. Notice its soft texture. And maybe it's got a little bit of roughness to it. Who knows? And then just gently stick it on the end of your tongue. And as you stick on the end of your tongue, before you eat it, just hold it there on the end of your tongue and take in some deep breaths. And remember, when you take in those deep breaths, take it in for a count of 5 and then hold. And then let it release for a count of 8 to 10. Then after you've done, I'd say about 3 sets, or not 3 sets, but 3 of those breaths, and have held it and then let it release, go ahead and start chewing on the chocolate. But when you do, allow your mind to really think about the texture of it, the taste of it. Don't just eat it all at once super fast. Really let it sink in as you're breathing slowly, and let the whole experience really sink in. what it tastes like, what it feels like, the temperature of it, how it feels going down the back of your throat and into your stomach. And that is the chocolate meditation. Another form of meditation that is also a lot of fun that you might want to try, especially on those days where it's really been stressful, is a bath meditation. Now, you've got to make sure and set aside some time for this. So that means having some personal boundaries, telling people, hey, this is me time, so please do not interrupt me unless it is absolutely an emergency. And, knocking on your door to ask if they can use something of yours does not classify as an emergency. So please make sure that you set some boundaries, set aside some time for yourself. Set those boundaries. I would say for the time, you need at least 20 minutes. And then one of the things that you can add to your bath that I find really beneficial are aromatherapy products. I especially like using the lavender scented Epsom salts, things like that. You can use the aromatherapy bath bubbles. And then when you're in the tub, just notice how the water feels on your skin, the temperature of the water. Really focus on your breathing, making sure that you're breathing in slowly and holding it, and then releasing all the tension. And as you're doing that, I like to close my eyes just because it helps me to forget about the things that are going on around me for a moment. Really helps me to focus more on myself and internally. So, if you want to keep your eyes open, that's totally fine. You can do that. But I really prefer closing the eyes, really getting that internal feeling. And then something you want to watch out for is making sure that your mind doesn't wander. You really want to stay in the present moment. But if it does wander, as we all have tendency to at times let our minds just wander away, and we're thinking about, the next meal I gotta prep for, or something that happened at work that I gotta take care of. If those things come into your mind, which they will, just gently remind yourself, say, oh, you know what? I need to be back in the moment. And really be in the moment. And those are your words of advice and encouragement for today. And I hope you have a thoroughly wonderful and pleasant day. Enjoy being a non-smoker.